All right, gang. Welcome aboard. It's time for the weekly Mac Forum video chat. It's the October 30th edition. No, I didn't plan any scary Halloween pranks or anything like that, so no need to be afraid. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Last week, we lost the feed midway the show. So, what I did is I went back and kind of reprised some of the information and then added a couple of new things for this week. And the tips, the iOS tips this week, are the ones that I would have brought to you last week had I not had to pull that video. So without any further ado, I want to say welcome to our newest member, Martha Herzog. And Martha, I apologize if I mispronounced your last name there. Um, and I want to mention also to anyone that might check out the forum during the coming week, um, if you want to be a member, if you want to post a question rather, then the way to do that is to become a member. If you just want to lurk and read the answers and kind of check things out, you don't have to become a member. But if you are interested in asking a question and maybe getting an answer, then the way to do that is to become a member. Doesn't cost you anything unless you choose to become a premium member. Which one of the perks of that is it allows you to see the forum without some of the ads, etc. So go ahead and check that out over the coming week. I want to go ahead and get going into this week's information. First of all, this is a tip from last week. Our member Curly Mac asked a question about the best way to share family albums, photo albums. And this is because they're in a situation in their household where they have a Mac, an iPad, a PC, iPhone, the whole gamut. Okay. And wondering about the easiest way to have that information, those photos shared without having to have them stored on, various devices and that kind of thing. And the general consensus in that thread was to use some type of cloud-based service. For example, iCloud is one of them, but there are others. Amazon has some cloud-based service and space available. And there are some links in the thread to some other helpful information, such as a couple of sites where you can kind of consolidate things. You could, I suppose, use Dropbox for this. And as I mentioned last week, personally, I miss the old mobile me setup for file sharing and the like, because one of the things that it would easily allow me to do is to set up private folders that someone could only see the contents of said folder if they had the password or if I shared the link with them. And I kind of miss that function. There are some other cloud-based services that have similar functionality now. I just kind of like the way Apple did that. Hate to see that service go bye-bye. Also, coming up in this is another tip from last week. Um, our member MVP 17 David was having an issue with right clicks and command clicks not working correctly in Mac Forum. And he eventually traced this down to a particular plug-in, or not plug-in, but site tracker type device. And I have a link to that thread. It's part of the fact that knowing that some of these beacons and trackers may cause problems sometimes. This is not something that I had thought to look for uh, as a potential source of these kinds of issues. But I suppose that if the tracker is not functioning particularly well, it could cause these kinds of problems. So it's just one more thing to have a look at if your um, if your web browser is not behaving correctly on certain websites. Many of our members are using Ghostery to kind of deal with these types of blockers, of trackers, rather. All right. And also, at the time we did the show last week, the Apple event had not occurred. The October 27th Apple event had not occurred at that time. It had been announced already. It did go off on Thursday, the 27th, as expected. And the rumors were swirling around. A lot of rumors were swirling around as to which devices would be updated, whether there would be an OLED keyboard with an OLED set of function keys. There were some reports that Apple may now be finally ditching USB ports, the standard ones that we see now that we're used to, in favor of USB C completely. And there's some discussion of that. Uh, if you're interested in the forum commentary, I have a link to that. You can see some of the forum commentary that occurred after the event. And the forum commentary essentially, um, I know that a couple of our members were somewhat underwhelmed by what was actually announced on Thursday. I'll have that kind of rundown for you. I did not catch the Thursday event, so I've kind of reserved my discussion of that. I'm still, I haven't really had a chance to catch up on the announcements at that event, but